Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. For this week, I thought we would take a look at the first sketchbook that I started working on when I decided to get back into drawing and go on this creative journey. So this sketchbook is from November of 2018 to June of 2021. It took me a little over a year and a half. At this point, I wasn't drawing every day, but I was drawing consistently. I was probably drawing about 3 or 4 times a week. I was trying to be as consistent as I could. Now, another reason why I wanted to do a tour of this sketchbook is because I thought it'd be fun to look back at some of my early first drawings and sketches. I haven't seen this sketchbook in years, and I thought it would be cool to see the progression that I've made, to see where I was compared to where I am now. And I was also hoping that it would inspire you if you're at that point in your creative journey where you feel like you're not making any progress, you're feeling stuck. I wanted to show you that as long as you just keep going, you're definitely going to be making progress, and it'll show in your artwork. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first drawing, pretty good Bugs Bunny, but I will admit I followed a tutorial for this, which is why this looks halfway decent, but I can promise you that the rest of the drawings in this sketchbook do not look like this. So let's keep going. Case in point, so when I started this sketchbook, I was very motivated by that comic book manga kind of art style. So I would practice drawing, my favorite comic book characters, and I would work on anatomy and things like that. So if I remember correctly, a good amount of this sketchbook is going to be that. And this Batman actually doesn't look too bad, so I'm okay with it. Here's some portraits, trying to practice faces and like the spacing of like all the features of the faces. Here's some more faces. I believe this is just like some warm-up, so I was just doing lines, just getting ready to do some sketching. And some more faces. More faces there. There's a Superman. Again, also pretty good. I'm pretty sure I copied that from like a comic book. Oh, you will notice another thing I want to point out. Most of this sketchbook is done in pencil. This is before I started working primarily in ink. So that's why it's mostly done in pencil. But here's some work on some hands. This was a tutorial that I found on how to simplify drawing a horse. There's the mandatory eye. Everybody's got to have like that eye in their sketchbook. Here's some torso. This is some perspective work. I'm working on feet and legs here. Again, not bad. I think this is just like a character I was trying to draw. Some more torso over here. I was working on some shadows and shading, it looks like. This was a fidget spinner that was on my desk. So when I started drawing, I would draw at work whenever I, had some downtime, or I was, on break or something like that. And I think this is just a fidget spinner that I had on my desk. Here's some more perspective work. Here's an apple. Here's some warm-up exercises, just drawing like some parallel lines, curvy lines, circles, more warm-ups. Here's an elephant that I think I was trying to draw in a kind of like simplified cartoony way. Looks like that's the bottom part of a tree. Some more faces. There's another face. This was a mask that I believe I saw on a character somewhere. I can't remember where. It was like either a comic book or like a TV show or something. And I used that as reference to draw. This is just like a little mountainscape. Here's some more practice. I was trying to draw the shoulder. And this is me trying to draw our dog Leslie. And this is a bird. I think it's supposed to be like a duck or a goose. Here's some trees, plant, a really sad looking bird. This looks like it was another bird that I didn't like and kind of gave up on. It was a light bulb. This is some more work with faces. I think I'm trying to draw somebody wearing a hat. Some more faces here. This one actually didn't come out too bad. I think this is just a chair. I think this is supposed to be a canoe. I don't know where I got the canoe from. Here's a rock, some glasses. Again, I'm just drawing whatever's around me, whatever I can find. There's a stick, another rock, some more rocks there. Some more torso work. More torsos, more faces. Here's some anime style. I think I was trying to draw a Dragon Ball Z character there probably. There's another like comic booky torso. I think this is the side of a house. This is my work computer at the time. I just drew that because it was in front of me. This is a tree that I probably saw outside. Hands and arms. Some more hands, arms. I think this is supposed to be, yeah, it's supposed to be somebody from the back, so you could see like the back of their arms and things. Some more hands and arms. There's some more hands. This is another, looks like an attempt at Superman there. But yeah, as you can see, I was very motivated to draw in that comic book style, so I did a lot of like anatomy study, a lot of like torsos and things. There's some more faces. This is actually a tutorial done by Todd McFarlane that I found online. Todd McFarlane was a comic book artist in the 90s, very popular. He created Spawn. He worked on, various titles for Marvel, and he did a tutorial on how to draw Superman that I followed along with, and that was the end result. Some more faces here, more faces there. This is another Superman attempt. Again, I'm pretty sure I copied that from like a comic book and actually didn't do too bad on that. That's okay, that's pretty all right. Here's some more faces, some more warming up. At this point, I started working a lot with photo references, so I think a lot of these are gonna be like random references that I found like online or magazines or something. Here's Catwoman. Messed up the hand a little bit, but all in all, I think that came out pretty okay. I think this was like a lion or something that I was trying to draw. Looks like I gave up on it though. Oh, yeah, it's like, some sort of like big cat. And then here's some more like cartoony characters. Here are a few more faces in profile that actually don't look terrible. Some more torso work here. Here's some other little cartoon characters and doodles I was working on. A couple more Batmans. This is my wife working at her computer. I think this is another Batman that I was trying to draw. Again, just trying to get like the proportions of like the chest and arms and things. These are some plants that were around at my parents' house. This is Leslie laying on my wife's lap. This is Sassy just laying on the couch. This is some more warm-up work here. Some more hands. There's a heart. A few more Batmans. This was more of like the animated Batman style. A couple more Batmans there. Oh, actually, I was really proud of this. This was a horse that I drew from a tutorial that I found online. And I was really happy with the way it came out because it looks like a legit horse. I was very proud of myself when I completed this. So I really like the way that came out. But yeah, and even in this sketchbook, you can already see, I mean, we're about halfway through, and you can already see just in this one sketchbook how much progress I've made. And it's really cool to look back on. Some more hands here. More hands. I think this is supposed to be E.T. Another elephant, another like weird doodle. A few more faces, probably from references. Another face. This is Leslie and Sassy laying down on the couch. Another, I think this is supposed to be a singer. There's Pikachu. Here's Gengar. There's a frog. I actually really like the way that frog came out. This is another landscape that I'm pretty sure I copied from a photo reference. That's our dog Leslie. Also came out pretty good too. That's our other dog Sassy. That's my wife. That's Joker. Another Joker. I think this is just some guy that I saw yawning, so I did a quick sketch. This is like a little waterfall in like a little town that we drove through. These are a couple of album covers that I tried to copy. This is Fall Out Boy's From Under the Cork Tree. And then this is also Fall Out Boy, Take This to Your Grave. I think it looks like I gave up on that one. This is another Pokemon Rookity. I was actually playing the Pokemon game and I found a shiny Rookity, or I hatched a shiny Rookity, and I did a quick sketch of that. This is Leslie and Sassy just waiting for some treats. Oh, this is my wife when she got sick with COVID. So I did a quick sketch of her while she was sleeping. This is a stray cat that used to come by my parents' house all the time. So I just did a quick sketch of her while she was like laying down in the yard. These are a couple birthday presents I must have gotten that year. This is watercolor gone wrong, or marker gone wrong, it looks like. I think I started experimenting with adding color to my sketches, and clearly I did not know what I was doing. Looks like another sketch of a face that I gave up on. There's another sketch of my wife. Another sketch of my wife. That's a sketch of me. A little self-portrait there. There's Venom. There's another self-portrait. Another self-portrait. So this was, again, like I said, I was working on this sketchbook and COVID happened. And so at the time everything was closed, including barbers, so I couldn't get my hair cut. So I went through a time where I just let my hair grow and I kind of documented it there. I don't know what's going on here. That's like some sort of weird shark. Your guess is as good as mine there. Oh, these are some sketches that I was trying to do with my mom and dad. Looks like I didn't finish my mom on this one, but my dad came out pretty good. There's some more warming up. Some more warming up here. Oh, there's some sketches of my mom that I finished. This was an attempt at a tortoise that I gave up on, but then I just continued right on the next page, and it looks like I finished that one, and that one looks good. Again, some more, I think I was trying to draw some plants that were around the house, and some more cartoony doodles here. I think that's supposed to be a moose or a reindeer maybe. Here's some more drawings that I did. This was drawing of the two main characters from a cartoon that I now cannot remember the name of, but it was about like a caveman and a dinosaur. It was pretty cool. This is like my first attempt at making like art that said something. I drew somebody that was like holding on to hope. Cheesy, I know, but hey, we all start somewhere. So there's a few more drawings of me and my wife. Again, these are drawings of like random people from pictures that I found. This is an attempt at Godzilla. This pays off in a few pages, trust me. I think this is some more plants. I think this is supposed to be a squirrel. Still working on Godzilla. There's my wife. There's Leslie. There's Sassy. A few more attempts at Superman, it looks like. There's Godzilla. The practicing paid off. That's a very good Godzilla. This is me trying to draw Bart Simpson. Again, you can see me working with like simple shapes, just cylinders and things. Here's some squirrels. Some more cartoony type drawings. I think this is supposed to be Mordecai and Rigby from Regular Show. I was trying to draw them. I think this is supposed to be another attempt at a Superman, maybe. A few more cartoony characters. These are some plants that my mom has at her house. Again, there's another Batman. This is an attempt at drawing our old dog Missy. And this is actually an elephant that I've got on this mouse pad right here. I just like the way the elephant looks sitting there with headphones, so I decided to sketch it one day, and it came out pretty good. And this is that drawing of Missy that I was working on the previous page. Here's another Batman. This is actually a really good Batman. I really like the way this one came out. I think, again, I got this one from like a comic book, I'm pretty sure. Here are just some, I think this was somebody that I'd found from a reference photo, and I was trying to like make him more cartoony, so I give him like the bigger eyes. I mean, it looks okay. I think I drew the head a little bit too big for the body, but here's another attempt at drawing my wife. Another attempt at drawing my wife. There's my wife. That's actually a really good drawing of her. Here's another Superman attempt with, again, torso and arms and things. I think this is an attempt at like some sort of robot. Here's some more Superman attempts, but again, I try to make them more cartoony with like the bigger eyes and kind of like the exaggerated proportions. Some more attempts at Superman. Here's an elephant. I think over here I'm just practicing like posing in characters in different ways. Here's more cartoony type stuff, like a more cartoony Batman. I think these are just like random pictures of like reference photos that I found. I was just trying to draw like different poses, like this woman has like her hand stretched out. Here's an owl that I clearly did not finish. Here's a monkey that, I mean, looks like a monkey. This is someone doing yoga. I found this reference photo and thought it'd be a fun challenge to draw somebody upside down. This is actually one of those little like lawn statue things that my neighbor used to have in their front yard. And one day I was just looking at it and I was like, I'm gonna draw it because it looked weird, but also interesting. So I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot. I mean, at least I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a dragon, like some sort of gargoyle maybe. So yes, that's what that is. This is Luke Skywalker. These are just some more, I think, random characters that I found online. Some more warm-ups here. And that is it. This is just another landscape. I believe this is supposed to be maybe the Grand Canyon. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be the Grand Canyon. But yeah, but that was it. That was my first sketchbook that I started when I decided to get back into drawing and creating art. So I hope you enjoyed it. I know a lot of it was cringeworthy. Believe me, it was cringeworthy for me too. But it just goes to show you that, you know, we all start somewhere. And even though it may not feel like it now, I promise you, you are making progress. Just keep at it and don't stop learning. Don't stop trying, don't stop challenging yourself, because that's what's gonna keep those improvements coming. And hold on to your sketchbooks, because it'll be fun to look at them in a few years when you're doing a lot better, and you'll appreciate where you came from. So that's it for the video. I appreciate you guys checking it out. Be sure to leave a comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.